This is an observation that many Christians love to make. They love to make the observation that Christ is not a mystical, is not mystical. Even secular historians say he lived and he was real. He was a real person. So let's break down exactly what this means when a secular person actually says that Jesus was a historical figure. When they say that, and Christians listen carefully, when they say that, they are saying that a person named Yahuwah or Yeshua existed, and that this person was an itinerant preacher, that this person was an apocalyptic preacher, that this person began a movement and preached in first century Judea amidst the Sadducees, Pharisees, and the Romans, and that he probably was villainized by the Sadducees, Pharisees, and the Romans, and that he may have been put to death even by the Pharisees, Sadducees, and the Romans. But what they do not support and what they do not say is that the biblical version of Yeshua exists. What they say is that, what they do not say is that a Jesus walking around healing a woman of blood with an issue of blood, that person doesn't exist. The one that walked on water does not exist. The one that healed a man who was chained up with legions of demons and he threw them into the pigs and the pigs ran off the cliff does not exist. The one that healed Cornelius's daughter does not exist. The one that healed the blind man, the one that healed the lame man, the one that healed the man that was lowered down from the rooftops does not exist. And most importantly, the one who was born of a virgin and died and rose in 3 days and became the Son of God, became God himself and ascended to the right hand of God, does not exist. Secular historians do not say that your biblical version of Jesus exists. They say that a human being who preached a different message than the Pharisees and Sadducees of Judaism, that was then prosecuted and possibly convicted and executed, existed, but that person is not the biblical person. This is the same way that we would say that John Henry, popularized as in American mythologies as a black man who was a great railroadman, and that in order to stop people from losing their jobs to a machine that could cut through a mountain, challenged the machine. And within one afternoon, with nothing more than a pickaxe, dug a tunnel through a mountain, died at the end of going through the mountain to prove that he was faster and stronger than a machine to barrel through a mountain in one afternoon. Even if he won compared to a machine, this man could not, did not dig a tunnel, a railroad tunnel through a mountain in an afternoon. Johnny Appleseed did not walk barefoot from Maine or Vermont, wherever he started from, all the way to Washington State. Was there a man that this story is based off of? Sure. Did he plant some apples in places like Ohio and Pennsylvania? Yes. Did he plant these groves all the way across to Seattle? No. Walking around barefoot? No. Trespassing on Native American territory? No. Was Paul Bunyan 50 feet tall with a giant blue ox, got into a fight and created the Great Lakes? No. Was there probably a big ass 6'2", 6'5" lumberjack named Paul Bunyan? Sure. This is the problem Christians have. They cannot separate the mythology from the historicity. And because you can't separate the mythology from the historicity, you look foolish in trying to convince people that your stories are true, that your miracles are true. As we have been going through the Bible on Wednesday with our Wednesday Live, and we have a live on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we talk on this, what's wrong with the Bible on Wednesdays, and we're in the book of Joshua, did a person named Joshua possibly exist who was some type of Canaanite warlord who vanquished other societies? Possible. Was he Hebrew? Most likely not. Were the walls of Jericho, which they knew walls had existed at one point, but at the time frame of the Joshua story, there were no walls of Jericho. Did they mix in historicity with mythology? Yes. Because of the storyline of Egypt, of them coming out of Egypt with no siege weapons, but they had to take these walls down. Some type of mystical miracle weapon happened with this Ark of the Covenant mythology. Could they have built an ark to carry some tablets? True, they could have. Did it have magical powers? Absolutely not. When Christians start to read the Bible as simply just literature and non-historic, they may come to realize that they have been bamboozled, that they have been indoctrinated into a religion that is based on mythologies. And those mythologies just aren't true. In the same way a Christian would say the mythologies of the Greeks and the Kemetic people and the Chinese and every other culture and nation around the world are simply mythologies, so too is your Christianity. It is simply belief based on mythological characters that may have some basis of truth, but they're not actually real in what they are legendized about. Heracles existed, king of Argos, but did he kill serpents in his crib when he was a baby? Highly unlikely, most definitely unlikely. So y'all have a great day. And remember always, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.